Good. There you go. Faith, Tim.
All right, Tom, thank you. Good morning to you at home, and thanks for joining us. Congressman Tim Griffin hosted a conference at the Clinton Center yesterday to talk to communities 65 and all about jobs and business leaders, about what's going on in Arkansas here. This morning, he joins us on the couch here to talk more about what he's been hearing. Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us. So yesterday at the Clinton Center, talked to so many people. Tell us what you were hearing, what people were worried about.
Well, this was sort of a continuation of the 25 town halls that we've done around the district. And this one, though, had a specific focus on job creators. We wanted to ask job creators, big businesses, small businesses, we wanted to ask them what obstacles are they seeing to creating more jobs. And what most people talked about is the uncertainty in the economy, the uncertainty over what's going to happen with the debt. Are we going to get it under control? The uncertainty over the health care law that is still being implemented. A lot of businesses don't know the rules yet. The uncertainty over a lot of regulations that have come down that make it difficult for businesses to plan, because businesses like to plan for the future. And when they can't, they hold on to that money instead of investing it. And so we heard a lot about that, and heard from folks from across the different spectrum of energy industry and manufacturing and technology, retail, banking, heard from all of them. And that was the common theme.
And going on in Washington, there's been a lot happening in terms of legislation to tackle this jobs problem. In fact, President Barack Obama's plans does not appear popular among his own party itself. In fact, Senator Mark Pryor was with us, the fellow Democrat. He was with us on Monday, and he talked about what he was hearing, and he reacted to the president's plan. Let's hear what he had to say, and I'd like to hear your reaction to that.
I am a Democrat, but I'm a realist as well, and I don't think the president's plan is going to pass, and too much Republican opposition to it.
And you just heard Senator Mark Pryor there. Are you surprised at all with him reacting that way to the president's plan?
Well, I think what the senator left out, with all due respect, is that the Democrats helped block the president's jobs bill in the Senate. So the truth is, the whole truth is that there were Republicans and Democrats in the Senate that opposed the president's jobs bill because they, like me, see it as another stimulus. And we know what happened with the first one. We spent $1 trillion. Discretionary spending is up 84% under President Obama. So the question is, what have we gotten for all that spending? And I think if you look at the economy, you would say, well, in terms of fixing what ails us, not much. The jobs that were created in Arkansas cost about $300,000 per job. And so I think a lot of us are looking at what happened with the first president's jobs bill, and we're saying we can do better. I think that we need some big, bold things done to help the economy.
What are some of those?
Fundamental tax reform. President Clinton has talked about it. The Bipartisan Debt Commission has talked about it. We need to reform the way businesses are taxed in this country and the way individuals are taxed. So it's a simpler system that is more likely to produce growth. You know, for a long time, we didn't have to really compete in this against a lot of the other countries, but we're in a new world now, where other countries are really reforming their systems, and we've got to get with it. I read a statistic a couple of days ago that 75 countries over the last 4 years have reduced their corporate tax rate to increase growth. And again, this and that President Clinton has talked about. President Obama talked about it in his State of the Union. So I'd like to find some common ground on that. I think we also need regulatory reform. What we heard yesterday is that there's just so many regulations. There are always going to be regulations, but it's the excessive regulations, the overly burdensome ones, that are really hurting job creators. And finally, I would say that the debt and what we're going to do about the debt looms large over a lot of folks who have money to invest and create jobs, but are a little bit afraid or apprehensive because they see what's going on in Europe, and they say, yeah, we don't have to get our debt under control in one day, but we need to get on a path so that we know there's some predictability and that we're working on it. And I think those are three big things that we need to be working on.
Well, with the national unemployment rate still stagnant at 9%, of course, this is a topic we'll be hearing a lot more about until this economy is back on its footing. Congressman Tim Griffin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, your time right now is 6:55.